Phin-Addict Fury fans. Fury fam. What up, man? I just got back from the Meadowlands, from MetLife Stadium, watching the Miami Dolphins lose the game to the New York Jets. I'm back here in Newark, New Jersey now, just kicking it, man. I gotta tell you, man. It was funny because somebody said, oh, it's a long drive back to Miami. I was like, going to Newark, bro. Relax, you know what I'm saying? But, man, it sucks to lose to the friggin' Jets, man. It just sucks, especially because we were 3-1 and now we're sitting at 3-2. The Jets actually, I think, passed us in the standings at this point. We're in third place in the AFC East. And let's face it, the AFC as a conference is jam-packed. There's a log jam in the AFC right in that mediocre two-loss category, and that's where we find ourselves, man. And the score is not indicative of the actual game, I can tell you that. The 40-17, I don't even know when that happened. When I left, it was like 20-something. It was, I think, 35-17 or 30-something 17. It wasn't 40. I don't know. It jumped. I left when they picked off Skyler towards the end, and I knew they were going to go in, and I heard them Jets in the back cheering, going nuts, because I knew they were going to score, and I didn't want to sit around for that crap. But, man, before I even got into the stadium, Teddy was out. I didn't even know. So my friends were texting me, like, all right, Skyler. I'm like, what happened to Teddy? Like, Teddy's out. And look, I don't know what happened, but this is going to happen now every week. There's going to be guys that maybe otherwise would have played, but because of the new concussion stuff, because of the, what's going on with the media, they're going to be pulling guys. So, look, you're not going to win games. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good of a coach. I don't care how bad the other team. I don't care. You're not going to win games when you're third-string quarterback. It's one thing if your third-string quarterback was taking all the reps in practice that week. But if your third-string quarterback has to come in at the beginning of the game unexpectedly, you're not going to win many football games. Actually, Big O said it already, and I got to agree with him again on this. He said, look, the team kicked and fought. The score was not indicative of how the game went. You miss a field goal. You miss a field goal towards the end of that game, and that changes everything. I think we kind of had some of the momentum. We were moving the ball better. Our defense was playing well. We stopped them on fourth down. But then you get down there was a drop. I forget who it was. It was a really nice throw by Skyler. It was a drop. And then, you play for, and I don't blame McDaniel for doing that. That's smart. I mean, you're on the road. You play for the field goal. You throw a little pass out there. It puts us in position to kick the field goal. And Sanders just misses it, man. And Sanders, good kicker still, solid kicker. But if you're still thinking that Sanders is the guy from 3-4 years ago, whenever it was, where he was just automatic from everywhere, had the streak, he's not that guy. I don't think he'll ever be that guy again, I'm sorry to say. So, you miss that field goal, the Jets go right back down, they score. At that point, I mean, the game's out of hand. You're not going to catch up most likely, and that's what happened. But we kicked and fought and screamed as best we could, But it just sucks, man. Like, being a Miami Dolphins fan, just this is what sucks. Like, I remember when we went 3-0, and they were putting, the graphics up online and elsewhere saying these are the last 3 times the Dolphins started 3-0, and every time we wound up sucking at the end of the year. So it's almost like you're waiting for that shoe to drop. And then, like I said last week, it's one thing to lose to Cincinnati. It's another thing to lose to Cincinnati and Tua goes down and they have all this media hype and this concussion stuff. Because now you don't have the guy for the next week, and that really hurt us. You don't have Tua playing. It's just a different team. And I can't even really comment how much different it is because we didn't even get a chance to see Teddy play, really. We didn't even get to see a quarterback that prepped all week play and running this offense. So that's 2 really bad breaks 2 weeks in a row. And we find ourselves at 3-2. Now, the Jets are hyped up. Look, Zach's playing pretty good, and the Jets look all right. I'm not going to knock the Jets. They did what they had to do. They capitalized on an opportunity to win at home against the banged-up division rival. They did it. I mean, what has it been, 2-3 years I've been going to Jets games against the Dolphins, and we haven't lost, so I guess I was due for an L. I mean, it's going to happen sometime. So what happened today, it sucks. Really could have used a W. Really would have felt better about my week and everything else. But this is where we are, man. It's just Miami Dolphins. We're 3-0, and then we dropped to 3-2 that quickly, man, that quickly. And not only did we drop to 3-2, we're injured, bro. Armstead was banged up. Tyreek Hill was banged up. Our 2 corners, which, again, everybody knows this defense runs through his corners. One thing not to have Byron Jones, but to lose X2, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's going to hurt the way they play defense. I thought the officiating, I don't know that there were any bad calls per se, but we took a lot of penalties that really, really hurt us. There was one drive the Jets pretty much went the whole length of the field on penalty calls. And then we hurt ourselves, especially towards the end there, where we were driving and we had setbacks. We were running the ball well, but when you're running the ball well, the one thing you can't do is have penalties that set you back, because then you're off schedule, and we did that. So look, at this point, we got to play the Minnesota Vikings, who are a good team. They're playing well. And at this point, we put ourselves pretty much back to square one, man. We're mediocre. We're back to 500 type, hovering around 500. We either capitalize at this point and we beat the Vikings, we beat the Steelers, we start, this soft part of our schedule. We either take advantage of it and get back into contention, or we can just another Miami Dolphins season around 500 and just call it a day, because it's unlucky. It sucks because it's a lot driven by injuries and media nonsense, but this is what happens. And this is what it is being a Miami Dolphins fan. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. But I'll say this. I mean, I predicted we'd lose to the Ravens and we'd lose to Cincy and that we'd beat the Jets. I predicted at this juncture then that we'd still be 3-2, and I still predicted we'd have a pretty good year. So you just pretty much swap out, from my look, the Baltimore loss with the Jets loss, or you swap out, the Bills loss with the Jets loss, and here you are. But you wanted to get over the hump and beat the Jets, who are not that great of a team. You wanted to get over the hump and beat them and stay 4-1 and stay ahead of schedule, but we just couldn't do it. You're not going to overcome your quarterback going down like that. And I think no matter what players say and teams say and coaches say, they always say, oh, next man up. We know the nature of the game. Next man up mentality. We weren't thinking about it. We didn't care. I don't care who you are. They're human. And it's got to psychologically mess with you. When Tua goes down, you have all that hype, all that nonsense. You prepare all week with Teddy. Even I got excited about Teddy. You start feeling good about the prospect of Teddy. You're feeling great about Teddy. And then he goes down so early in the game with another concussion. It's got to mess with you psychologically. You got to just be like, I don't know what to do anymore. To an extent, you got to. And it didn't look like the team had that same fire they did. So, let's see if Tua can come back next week, man. I mean, it comes down to that. Let's see how it comes down at this point to our injuries. Offensive line, defensive, secondary, quarterback. Comes down to our injuries. We either get healthy or we don't. And if we don't get healthy by this week, maybe we sacrifice this game against Minnesota. Maybe we take another L. This is not a conference game, not a division game. Maybe you take an L against Minnesota. You go to 500, 3-3. And then at that point, you get healthy and you make a run and you try to climb way back above 500 and finish the year strong. Because you still got a lot of football left to play. But one thing's for sure, too. Tua makes this offense run. Without Tua, the offense doesn't run as well. And that's just a fact. Then again, we're comparing him to a 7th-round rookie, who, by the way, I thought Thompson showed some moxie, for lack of a better term. I thought he looked okay. There's a future for him. Whether it's a backup or a starter, there's a future for him. It just, today wasn't the day, and I don't really blame him. It's a tough circumstance. Can't put it on him. You can't say he sucks. You can't say he learned everything. But the people that wanted to see him, I think you got to relax a little, too. I don't think he's quite ready yet. I'm sure he'll get there. He looked pretty good. He didn't look bad, but he's going to make some rookie mistakes. He's going to have some things happen. The pressure started getting to him. It's tough. I will say Mostert has looked awesome the last 2 weeks. The run game has looked much better. If we get Tua back, and we start churning that run game like that, I think we can do better there too. I think if that running game's churning and then you get Tua back to work off the run game and work off what the defense gives you because of what the run game creates, I think we could do a lot of good things. But I'm going to stay the hell away from football until Wednesday, man. I'm going to see you guys Wednesday. You know how we do. GL shaking the panel. LG shaking the panel. Wednesday at 7 p.m. Join me, man. If you haven't subscribed yet, just click right below, click like, click subscribe, share the channel with your friends, your family, other Fin fans, and join us live, man. If you can donate. Join us live, man. I'm going to have a rough week. I'm just going to tune in for Wednesday, and I think I'm going to take a break from football for a while, man. Football has not been good to me the last couple weeks, and I'm really, 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 really praying that we can dig ourselves out of this hole and still have a good season, because I don't want to even think about how it could be if we got to rebuild again. And I sure as hell don't want to think if the Jets get on our level or surpass us with the Bills already ahead where we're going to be. That would suck. And, I don't want to take anything away from the Jets. They played good, but living in this area too, you're going to hear Zach's, the next Namath, and, the Jets they can, quite frankly, win the AFC East, and I think the Jets are a decent team. They're definitely not as bad as they have been the last couple of years. I think they're climbing. But they just capitalized on a team that was struggling, and they almost didn't capitalize all the way. So they did a good job. They deserve the win. They beat us fair and square. But we'll see where they are, in a month or so, and we'll see where we are, because not like we're the best cold weather team. So a lot to digest, man. There's going to be a lot of talk on all the shows, all the channels. I wanted to give you my 2 cents, trying to be balanced, trying to be real about it. The game experience, I'm not going to lie, it's annoying. You couldn't get service for a while up until the last end of so I'm right up against the stadium. So SeatGeek wasn't working well, so that was a pain. But my tailgate was awesome. I was with a bunch of Dolphins and Jets fans, all awesome people. It was a great thing. And honestly, Jet fans, you got to, there were some annoying ones at the end, but, you got to hand it to them. They've been waiting a long time to win this game against us at home, too. They're sick of losing to us at home. It's a rivalry. They got their young quarterback back. They deserve the win. They beat us. It was good for them, so good for them. It must be nice. It must feel good. And at the end of the day, Zach Wilson did what he had to do, just like he did last week. And the defense did what they had to do, just like they did last week for the Jets. So the Jets are winning games. They're above 500, and now we got to contend with them, too. We'll see them in Miami. We better be ready. We got to contend with them, too, because no one's a slouch in this league, which is what I said. No one's a slouch in this league. You start losing people, you start playing off, you're not guaranteed anything. So let's see what this team can do as we get into the soft part of the schedule, which Minnesota is not, by the way. Let's see what we do. But that's my rant for today, man. I need to take some time off of football. I'm sick and tired of seeing the losing and the nonsense. I'm just getting fatigued. You can hear I have no voice, But at the end of the day, guys, fins up. Phin-Addict Fury forever. Tune in Wednesday at 7. Subscribe, like, and I'll talk to you later. Enjoy your Sunday.